That's not all, there's more. After we did the sting operation, we were told that there's a lot more that's going on. We confronted the DIG prisons with this evidence. He reacted with disbelief. But after conducting a surprise raid, AK Jain was forced to eat his own words. He was forced to admit that illegal activities are flourishing within the jail, and it was happening with the active connivance of jail authorities. An immediate inquiry has been ordered.
Headlines today exposed the rot within one of India's most secure jails. Rules flouted, the jail manual compromised. Inside the Naini jail, the law simply doesn't exist. As we grilled the administration for answers, they finally woke up to the problem. Immediately, a surprise raid was conducted. After the raid, the DIG prisons was forced to admit the involvement of jail authorities. Confirming our report, he says everybody is hand in glove in making the Naini jail a den of crime.
कि कुछ लापरवाही, कुछ मिलीभगत, कुछ हमारे बंदियों के और जो यहाँ पे स्टाफ है उसकी शिथिलता, सब चीजों से ही जो है ये चीजें रह पाती हैं.
The ADG Prisons has also ordered a probe into the headlines today expose on the Naini jail. The DIG Prisons has been asked to conduct an inquiry into the happenings inside the jail and submit a report. Headlines today showed you the stark reality of Naini jail. Anyone who can shell out money can get their hands on a mobile phone easily. Not just that, gambling is also rampant among the prisoners, and it's no small change that we're talking about. Every day, several lakhs are won and lost in betting and gambling. But surprisingly, what our hidden cameras found, the police could not. Gambling, gun running, mobile phones. The raid team could not trace any of them.
नहीं, मोबाइल बरामद नहीं हुआ. मोबाइल बरामद करने का प्रयास किया गया. आज की तलाशी में ऐसा कोई सामान नहीं मिला है.
But former police officers are up in arms against the government's attitude. Speaking to headlines today, former IPS officer Kiran Bedi demanded immediate sacking of the errant jail officials.
It's not only shameful, it is totally criminal. In fact, if this is correct, what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've read on your television, then the issue is very simple, that these supervisors, whoever they are, police officers or whoever, are themselves a threat to the security of the state.
But the UP government is choosing to look the other way. The Mayawati government is just not ready to act against the deputy jailer. What more evidence do you need, Ms. Mayawati? With Shivendra Srivastav in Allahabad, Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
For more on this, I want to go across now to Headlines Today's associate editor Gaurav Sawant, who's been tracking the story very closely. Gaurav, it's shocking to see how in Naini jail, this is where Pandit Nehru wrote the discovery of India. This is where some of India's worst criminals are housed. And we're seeing inside that jail there are arms, there's gambling going on. How is it that these arms get inside? How is it that these people are able to keep these arms inside the jail? Because in one of those clippings we saw the jailer tell us that the convicts are better armed than the people who are supposed to be protecting them, guarding them.
You're absolutely right. There are terrorists inside this jail, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists inside this jail and armed. Now, these weapons get inside with the active connivance of the prison authorities. The guards who are supposed to look after the security of this prison actually carry in weapons in exchange of money, and this is a big racket. 2 years ago, the Intelligence Bureau had intercepted a conversation between a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist housed in this Naini jail and his handlers in Pakistan. The Naini jail authorities were informed. That time there was a raid, the cell phones were taken away from these terrorists, but once again we find that cell phones have found their way inside the jail. How does that happen? It cannot happen until the prison staff assists these terrorists and these criminals. Kiran Bedi is absolutely right. There is only one way out of this. The prison staff has to be sacked. a lesson has to be has to go down the line. Unless that happens, there will be raids every 2 years. We will continue to do stories, but this crime that is happening, and some of this is anti-national activity. Criminals who are better armed than security personnel, they will continue to have weapons. They will continue to direct crime and terror activities from inside the jail, Rahul.